All right, so beans, video 3. This is another warning for you, so you see what I'm talking about firsthand, without having to do it yourself. So it's been about an hour since I started cooking my beans. All right, it's been 1 hour, and I'm going to show you that even though it's been 1 hour and they've been cooking on a temperature where the water is boiling, so it's a medium temperature. It's keeping the water at a boil. Even though it's been 1 hour, the beans are nowhere near cooked, okay? Because that's how long beans take to cook. That's why crock pots come in so handy. Sorry, I'm a little dry in the throat. I got nothing to drink right now. So, I'm going to show you that they're not cooked, and I'm going to show you that, you know the temperature I set off on the last video? Where I fixed the temperature, and the first temperature on the first video, it was too high. And I knew that, and I told you. So what was happening? It was a lot of steam was coming out of the pot. A lot. It looked like a steamboat. It looked like a steam train, like a train. It's like constantly like steaming like crazy, like a lot of steam, like coming up real fast, real high. That was too much. And then I lowered it to this temperature that we have right now, which is a medium temperature. Where the water's boiling still, but I was hoping it wasn't going to be like I was hoping the water was going to boil still, but I was hoping a lot of steam wouldn't come out of the pot. Like it was just going to keep the water hot and that's it. But I was mistaken. It is definitely less steam. It is less steam than on the first video. Yes, it's less, and it doesn't come as fast. It doesn't come out like a steamboat, but it's still too much steam. It's too much steam still, and it's left me with barely any water at this point, which messed me up. Usually, when I cook beans, to be fairly honest, I leave them overnight, and I just kind of leave the pot on a low medium temperature, which is it's too low to steam, but it keeps the water hot, so it cooks them. It's kind of I'm using my pot like if it were a crock pot, which is not. Crock pots are made of porcelain or whatever. But my point is, that's the way I use my pot. I cook my beans on low temperatures. I don't usually do this because I leave them overnight, like I said. So I'm going to show you on this medium temperature I chose on the last video. This is how much steam is coming out. You see? You can see all the steam coming out, but it's not as much steam as on the first video. It's not coming up as fast like a big line of steam, like a steamboat, basically. It's not doing that, but this is still a lot of steam at this point because we're only 1 hour into the cooking, and I basically ran myself out of water. Sorry, I'm getting wet and it's getting cold. So I'm gonna show you. This is how much steam is coming out of the pot continuously without stopping. It's not a lot, but it's still too much. I have my thing on a medium temperature, but I should have lowered. I'm going to show you inside now. Okay, this is the inside of the pot. You see how I barely have any water at this point? My water used to be up to here, up to this line right here, and now it's up to here after 1 hour. And the beans, I'm going to show you, they're nowhere near cooked. I'm going to pull out some beans. See, they're just now cooking, and it's been 1 hour. You can see some of them still have the shells on them, the little shells. They're peeling, they're starting to peel out of their shell, but they haven't increased in size as they should. And this is 1 hour into the cooking process. It's been actually a little bit over, like an hour and 10 minutes into the cooking process. And my beans are nowhere near cooked. Like I said, it takes about 2 hours, at the least. You see, they're not cooked. They're not fully cooked yet. It's gonna take at least probably another hour. But the problem I'm having at this point. Really? The camera's full of steam. Sorry. Hopefully, I don't pause the video. I don't know if I showed you well because the steam was getting in the camera. I'm gonna try to not do that. All right. You see, the beans are not cooked. It's been an hour and 10 minutes. But the point is, my water used to be up to here. up to here, and now it's up to here. And by the time my bees get to full size, or by the time another hour goes by, I'm gonna run out of water. I'm gonna run dry. I cannot afford for my pot to continue steaming as much as it is. So I'm gonna lower the temperature even more. I'm gonna put it on a low medium temperature because I want my water to stop steaming. I want it to continue to be hot. Maybe bubble a little bit, like it's bubbling right now. I want it to continue bubbling like this. But I want it to stop. Man, I zoomed in on accident. Alright. How do I zoom out? There you go. So I want it to continue to be hot, but I want it to stop with the water loss. The water is losing. It's getting out of my pot with the steam. I want it to stop steaming. I want it to be hot enough to keep it hot, but not so hot that it steams. So I lower my temperature again, and I think I'm gonna have to add a little bit of water at this point. I'm gonna pause the video and show you how I add the water. I'm gonna add a little bit of water, not a lot, to make up for my losses at this point. Alright, so I brought my water. Here it is. And I'm gonna add a little bit of water because, like I said, I probably have another hour to go. Adding the water is gonna delay my process a little bit because it's gonna cool down everything inside, and it's gonna have to rise the temperature again. But that's fine. I mean, it's better than any other option that I have at this point. I cannot keep losing water. I need to add a little bit of water. So I'm gonna add just a little bit, just enough. That seems like a lot of water, but it's because I'm letting a very small stream come out. I think that's enough. So this is gonna delay my cooking process because everything that was hot inside got a little bit cooled down because I added some cool water. So everything has to raise the temperature again. Temperature has to rise again inside, which is fine. And I'm gonna keep it at a 250, which is a low medium flame. I want my water to bubble a little bit, not like crazy, not like a cauldron. I want it to bubble a little bit. But I definitely want it to bubble, but I don't want it to bubble like crazy because I don't want any more steam. I just want hot water inside. That's all I need. And I should be fine. And the beans, like I said, they were almost cooked. They were halfway there, as you saw. You know? And that's basically the whole thing. There's not really much to it. Alright. Well, I had to make this video. Alright. Bye.